Hello, Salt Lake City. What a great town.
So you mountain bike a lot, is that true?
I first started mountain biking with my brother who lives in Boulder, Colorado. He taught me how to ride. And I understand, I haven't been to Moab, but he has. Apparently Moab has fantastic mountain biking.
You've got to go to Moab. You'll love it. All right, we have some questions here. We have some questions on the start. We'll start right here, this microphone over here, and then we'll go this one right over here.
Hi, I'm Sophia. Have you ever played a part where you didn't carry a gun?
Just one. A couple, but that's a very good question. And for your age range, I recommend a movie called My Bodyguard that I did back when I was 17 years old, and I did not have a gun, I had a motorcycle. So check that one out. But most of them, you're right. I do carry some sort of firearm in a lot of these shows, and I don't mind that. This is Utah. I can say that
here. Absolutely.
So see My Bodyguard, okay? Promise?
Promise.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I have a Full Metal Jacket question. I had heard that Stanley Kubrick likes to shoot scenes over and over and over again dozens of times. And I was wondering, what's the most number of takes you ever had to do for one scene?
They don't call me One Take Baldwin for nothing. Part of that is urban legend, and part of it is true. Kubrick, he would make a production so that he was in control of all aspects of it, basically. So he could make it as long or short as possible, usually like to elongate the process. And if he didn't see what he liked, he would make us keep doing it over and over again. But if he saw it in take one or two, he'd say, okay, we got that, let's move on. And a lot of the film was done, most of it was done in London, and just outside of London. So we were constrained by the weather. And a lot of the shooting was in that little window in the morning when the sun was below the cloud deck, and at the very end of the day when it was back again under the cloud deck. So we would be hurry up and shoot at that period of time. And we would stay on one scene or one shot for that whole day, even though we'd missed the whole middle portion of the day. So he would do that to actors he didn't like too. He would put their proverbial, God, I can't say it, can I? He would put them in the dirt, as we like to say, a certain part of the anatomy in the dirt, and make us do it over and over again. And yeah, like that. So he did and he didn't. It's sort of that middle ground. Yes.
Hi, Mr. Baldwin. My name is Kirsten. That was my daughter, Sophia, and I just have a favor to ask of you. She doesn't have a dad, and she gets bullied at school, and I was hoping you could look right at the camera and say, Sophia, in your best Agent Casey voice, say Sophia is awesome and bullying is not cool.
Sophia is awesome and bullying is not cool. Sophia, you take care of you, stay strong.
Go right over there.
Yo,
right.
Follow that.
All right, two-parter. First off, the firefight question. So, as we know, the travesty that was that Firefly did not continue. My question is, which direction did you see Jane going? Like, did you see him like just being a straight up killer? Do you see him like maybe like, I don't know, hooking up with Kaylee or?
See, I don't know where this whole thing started, that Jane was, had any kind of, other than Kaylee being his annoying little sister.
Yeah, but like,
in Jane's world mind, not in Joss's, but in mind, and Nara's the perfect woman. Come on. So, where did I see Jane going?
Yeah, like, I don't know, just, was he always just gonna be like a hardcore, you know, gun him down, or did you see him, like, I don't know, like killing Mal, or where did you see him?
Mal can't die. Mal's like Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead. He can't die.
Alright, and then the
For you
second...
metalheads out there, there's a reason I said that.
Alright, and then the second part...
But I didn't answer your question. I got off on a tangent.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
was Jane going?
Yeah.
Maybe he would find his own ship to captain and compete with Mal. Maybe he would go back and visit his mom and Maddie, poor Maddie, with the damp lung. Help him out for a little while.
Alright, and then the second part, speaking of Mal,
Yeah.
I hear you and Nathan kind of give awesome hugs, from what I hear. Is that true?
Security?
You have a very diverse fan base. Like in my household, I think of you from Firefly, Jane. My daughter's in love with you, but it's from Chuck. She thinks of you as you cross so many genres, and people just seem to love you. Do you find that how does that feel to know that you just reach out to almost every group there is?
It's humbling. I feel blessed to have met so many beautiful people in my life. I've been married 25 years. I have 3 beautiful kids. I'm that guy in Hollywood. I'm the one. No. There are a few others, but I feel very blessed to have found a wonderful woman in my life and had kids that have grown up and been around, and they've grounded me and allowed me to go forth into the world and just meet just beautiful people. And that's one thing that I will never stop thanking Joss for, is he introduced me to the world of sci-fi, and that has been one of the most embracing, diverse, like you said. I mean, I was a misfit when I was in middle school and high school, kind of a troubled home life, and I found my way into the theater department. I had been sort of an athlete playing hockey, but that fell by the wayside for a bunch of different reasons. I still love hockey, still a big fan. Clearly. And I was a misfit, so I got into the theater world, and it's very embracing of the misfits. And I just love people, and my parents taught me, you know, just love every individual. Well, my dad said it in a more colorful language. He said, I don't judge people by the group they're in. I judge every individual on their own merits. And so I subscribe to that. So it's thank you for welcoming me in, and thank you for sharing the love. I feel that like I said, the love flows through this entire room. Thank you.
Hi Adam, my name is Victoria. I was kind of going off on that sort of tangent, but I've talked to a lot of your fans, and most of them don't know that you've played these diverse roles that you have. Most of them only know you for Jane, so I was wondering if it ever frustrates you or disappoints you that a lot of your fans only know you as Jane Cobb and they don't know about your other roles that you've played.
Well, the beauty of the internet and the curse is that all those other things can rise to the surface now, and people can Google or IMDb and go, oh, what's this show? And then they'll go and watch it and say, you know, you probably shouldn't have done that movie yet. So there's a few in my life that I will admit to being not up to the level of Jane Cobb, but I've raised 3 kids. Baby needs new shoes sometimes, you know? For those parents of you out there, you know, thanks for Netflix, and thanks for YouTube, and thanks for all the different Hulus out there. And people can find My Bodyguard now. I think it's up there, and there are a few things like that that I've done other than Jane Cobb, but thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Go right over there.
I weaseled out of that one. I got out of that one. Hi, man. What?
Hey Adam, my name is Darian, and my question is, through your entire experience of acting, what was the craziest story, or what's the craziest experience you've had?
Craziest experience. I did a Roger Corman movie called 800 Leagues Down the Amazon. And we went to Iquitos, Peru, which is the headwaters of the Amazon jungle. And it's definitely third world country, and we would go every day into these leaky boats and go downriver and shoot on the side of the riverbank. And one day the boat started to sink. And here I am thinking, I do not want to drink any of this water for whatever reason. That was probably the most scared I've ever been on a set. I was worried about the little bugs more so than explosions, or running into a burning building like that. But yeah. But the beautiful thing about Roger Corman, he calls it his film school. He calls it his little school. And you do go to school there. You learn how to do guerrilla filmmaking. And that's the advice that I give to any young filmmaker that comes up to me. Said, how do I break in? How do I get into this business? And it's very different now than it was when I started back in 1979 when I did My Bodyguard. What you need to do is be a content creator. You need to have video of yourself that you've written. If you're a director, partner up with a writer and some actors. If you're an actor, vice versa. Get yourself on film, or get what you want on film and put it on YouTube, and that way, that's your calling card into the business. So otherwise you're gonna go to Hollywood or New York and grind it out or do commercials and stuff like that, which is all good, but the people that do the hiring now are saying, what's he done? Let me see some video footage. And if you've created it your own way and made it the best you can, then the sky's the limit. So,
Thank you.
I rambled, but hopefully that's informative.
Hi. My name is Heather, and I'm a huge fan, and my dad is especially a huge fan. And right now he is just having a blast watching Chuck. And it's kind of funny because every time he comes into the room, he's like, "What's Jane doing now?" And Mom's like, "It's Casey."
Close enough.
But we had kind of a two-part question. The first is that kind of growl that Casey does all the time. Did that happen like organically throughout the show, or did you like come up with that in a specific moment, or?
Casey's disgusted growl.
Yes.
It's a cross between your disgust and indigestion. But I have a whole range of growls and grunts that they did, you know. It all depends on the emotion that I need, you know. Could be, could be, could be, lilting, But to answer your question, it sort of formed organically. I just sort of was doing it under my breath because I thought, well, he's a grumpy guy, I'm going to be grumpy. And it's a grumpy thing to do. Especially when you're looking at young, handsome people like Zach and Yvonne. And then they liked it, and they said, well, we're just going to write it in. So there would be a Casey line, Casey grunts, in a parenthetical. And then they changed it to just, ugh. UGH, ellipsis. And then they left it up to me how I was going to interpret that flavor. Yeah.
Do you,
Wait, you had to finish?
Sorry, we were also wondering, of the two characters, which one did you enjoy playing more, Jane or Casey?
Oh, you're just a troublemaker, aren't you? You come up here and do this. You try this. I would have to say, in my heart, because Casey was able to be fully arced through 91 episodes and 5 seasons, that romantically, I miss Jane Cobb more, because I didn't get to complete him, and also he get to chew the furniture, didn't have to shave as much. Could be really smelly. On purpose, I would come in not washed, just to annoy Gina. Which was great, because she'd say, "Oh, honey, you stink." I know. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bryn, and I was wondering who would win, Jane or Casey?
See, another troublemaker. Shucks. I think, well, Casey's a better shot, clearly. But Jane is 10 years younger, so there's that. Jane would cheat better, I think.
do you have a preference to work on TV or movies?
Well, I work mostly in television now. They're completely different animals. A movie, you come together as a family unit for 2, 3, 4 months, and then you disband. TV, you come together for 6, 7, 8, 9 months, you disband, but you come back together 2 or 3 months later, if all goes according to plan. We did cry a lot when they canceled Firefly. We cried a lot. Yeah. For steady work, television is great because you can plan while I'm working for this 9 months. Films are hit and miss. You don't know anymore. So I've been working in television now for the last 10, 12 years pretty steadily, so I really appreciate it. Television's a great platform. Obviously it reaches millions of people, and what actor doesn't want to do that? So I love you because you love me.
Hi, my name's Asia, and my question is, what's your favorite scene in Serenity and why?
In the movie?
Yeah.
My favorite scene to watch is my favorite scene that I was in.
You're in.
That I'm in? There are 2. One is that whole chase scene at the beginning where where I get a harpoon in the leg and I'm off. You know, the whole heist scene. That was great. And then when we go into the bar and River beats me up. For some reason, I just enjoy getting beaten up by beautiful women. I mean, Summer Glau's beating me up as River. Yvonne Strahovski's beating me up as Sarah Walker. I got Illyria beat me up in Angel. My goodness. I let him win, obviously. It's in the script. Oh, I get, yeah, she beats me up. It figures. Okay. I guess.
I have a Chuck question. There's a fun episode that we love that's, the trio of you guys, and you've discovered a code that's hidden in high C. And the episode, you all of a sudden just bring it out. I was wondering if you could do that for us.
You want to hear my crappy imitation of a high C that's not even a high C? It's more like a low B flat over D or whatever the heck it is. When we did that scene, I was thinking that they were actually going to overdub an actual soprano to put that, because I'm nowhere near a high C that note. But it was entertaining. They thought it was so funny and goofy they left it in. But I thought they were really going to bring in, I don't know, Pat Benatar to come in and hit that high C for me. Nope. That's more my range.
Hi Adam, my name is Maddie. I'm a huge Chuck fan. So I was just wondering what your favorite scene on Chuck was. Like with or without you in it.
My favorite scene to be in was the helicopter M134 minigun scene at in the season premiere in season 5. They actually took us up in a helicopter and rode around and got to fire that big old gun. It wasn't live fire, obviously. We're safe that way. I really enjoyed the scenes with Morgan and Chuck in the first season because they were really getting to know each other as actors and people, and their chemistry was so great. They're just so funny, and they both have the gift of gab, and in between takes they would just yak at each other. So I couldn't pinpoint a scene other than, the one where Morgan climbs in the Morgan door and you are introduced into Chuck's world. So stuff like that. I love the action stuff, but there's one particular one where Morgan and I think we're roommates or whatever it is, and we're starting to eat at the same, we're like the odd couple, and we're synchronizing in our eating, and that was really fun to do. He's, Gomez is a hilarious man.
I'm Neil, and I'd like to thank you for your representation of both Jane and Colonel John Casey. I think they're wonderful, and you bring a great style to those characters. 2 questions. What did you do to channel both of those larger-than-life men? And the second question is, how do you balance the work family? As someone who's been married for 27 years and has 5 kids, I know how hard that can be, and Hollywood can be a lot harder.
Well, to your second part, obviously it's about your partnership with your spouse and how you balance that. My wife she grew up in the business too, and understands that at a certain point the caveman has to go hunt buffalo meat and bring it home to the cave, as it were. And my kids just got used to it, or they would travel and come and visit me whenever they could, and I've been blessed to have been allowed to do that. The first part of your 2-parter was, I guess for Jane Cobb, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I was channeling old Western actors, like Eli Wallach and Jason Robards and guys like that my dad used to take me to these shoot 'em up movies, because he was a military man, and he said, we're gonna go see a shoot 'em up. But then he would sit there and he would go, I said, what? There's no way a revolver could A, be accurate over that distance, or B, compete with a machine gun for Dad, it's just true, he's a nitpicker that way, but I love him for it because he helped me to try to be as accurate as I can. And it's funny, I'll look back at some of my older shows, like even Jane Cobb compared to Casey, weapons handling, boy, my fingers on that bang switch way too often. Or as we like to call it, the booger hook. Get your booger hook off the bang switch, Jane. In case you had good indexing. So, I would attribute Casey to, you know, a lot to my dad. Very stern, very, but great sense of humor, but just gruff, but hilarious. And very scary at times if he wanted to. Which is what dad should be. Dad is not your friend. Dad is your dad.
Do you feel that the show Chuck should have been just called Casey?
That would have been a much better title. Then you're never at risk. If you, because we know Chuck's never gonna die, right? Show's called Chuck. Everyone else is expendable. Well, not Yvonne, because she's beautiful. You know, there's no way they're gonna kill her off. You know? But when you get further down the list, you go, shit. I think Casey was the anchor of that dang show because it put everyone else at risk. And you needed to have that heightened tension and risk to keep it believable that a guy has a supercomputer in his brain.
Hey, my name's Adam Smith, and I was wondering if, from one Adam to another, if you might give my friend Sarah your growl, and maybe, I don't know, show some cool martial arts moves for her.
Are you a martial artist?
Nope.
No. I'm more of a grappler. It just won't work on the stage, so, yeah. Where's your friend Sarah now?
Right out there.
Take her out. Security. No, I'm not going to do like a kata for you. No.
Representing our Firefly fan base here, we were just wondering, since we love your beautiful voice, and there was some mention of dancing, if you...
I have no idea where this is going.
Well, Hero of Canton, we were wondering if you could perform something.
I don't even know if I remember how it goes. He robbed from the rich and he gave to the poor. I'm not going to sing. I can't. It's too embarrassing to sing.
How about dancing?
I'm dancing as fast as I can right here, right now. I'm not that guy. Hey, if you do want to see me sing it, it's on YouTube, so it'll sound way better. That's terrific. Oh, good grief. C, 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 A minor C, A minor F. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be pretty. Thank you, though. Next.
Hi. You've played a lot of tough guy roles in the past, typically involving firearms. But my question is, 1, whether you'd like to branch out more into other roles. 2, what other kinds of roles do you think you'd be good at? And 3, while this may have been a once-off, can I have a hug?
What a great idea. Everybody hug your neighbor. No, do it. Hug your neighbor. Come on. There you go. Look at that. You might get a hug. I'll let you know when I answer the question. What other roles to branch out? Well, I'm currently working on a show called The Last Ship. It premieres June 22nd on TNT. I play the XO, second in command of a Navy-guided missile destroyer called the USS Nathan James, DDG-151 for those Navy brats out there. So it's near future, global pandemic. We are charged with basically saving the world. Michael Bay produced, and it's great. I've seen the first 4 episodes that are cut together, and it launches in June, and I think it's great. I think you're really gonna like it. It's great action adventure. Eric Dane is our captain. He's perfect in the role, very strong. Rona Mitra is our genius scientist, of course, beautiful and brilliant, and has to help us figure out if we can create an antidote and cure it. Come on up here and get a hug. Yes, sir.
Hold on. Okay, just making sure the mic's cooperating with me here. So my name's Zach, and I was wondering, since you've done both live action, acting, and voiceover work, which would you say you've had more fun with?
Well, live action, there are different kinds of voiceover. Like there's cartoon work where you're in the studio with the other actors, and that's fun because the great thing about voiceover work is you only have talented people doing it. Because it doesn't matter what they look like, doesn't matter, they don't have any constraints. All they're looking for is the talent in their voice, and you meet some really wonderful people. Then there's like game stuff, which you're working alone in a booth with a director and just doing cue lines that they plug in later for the different options you can have. And live action work there are some constraints. Obviously, money's a big deal because you're on location with hundreds of people in a crew. I came up with doing live action and started that, so I think that's obviously my preference, because you actually get to work with props, aka weapons or food, is another favorite. Yeah, like that. So I would say the live action stuff, and then the cartoon work, and then the video game stuff is great, but it's more sterile of an environment. I see that number you're holding up, the number 10. I got a 10? Well, you know what? I rate this audience an 11. Great crowd. What's up?
That was my brother Tristan, by the way. My name's Kieran. And in Chuck, you always seem to kind of beat up on the geeks, Chuck and Morgan. Do you have any
Deservedly so. Deservedly so.
Fair. But do you have any regrets?
Just in life in general. Should call my mom more. Excuse me. Any regrets for bullying those guys?
Yes.
Me, Adam Baldwin, personally, do I have any regrets for doing that? No, it's scripted. Besides, they were very annoying. Very annoying. From Casey's perspective. Why? Did you take offense at that?
No.
We are simpatico. You get a hug.
Hurry up, guys.
Get here.
Yes.
Hi. I have two things to say. What would you do if you
were captain of the Serenity, and ever since I've seen the movie Serenity, I've always wanted to shake one of the cast hands. I was wondering if maybe you could come down here and I could like shake your hand.
Oh no, you're gonna come up here. But just a second, actually, why don't you make your way up here and I'll answer your question. If I were captain of Serenity, I would have been much better. In my mind. Come here. Put her there. What's your name?
Ryan.
Ryan, nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. I like your costume. I like your shirt a lot. Give me a hug.
We have time for 2 more questions. We have time for our final 2 questions.
Hi Adam, my name is Lucas, and no offense, but I'm not going to ask for a hug. So, unless you really want to give me one, and I'm okay with that too.
Not the way you set that up.
I'll give you that. So my question was, what are your insights or opinions on a Chuck movie?
Well, that's above my pay grade, number 1. Number 2, if they asked me to jump back into John Casey, I would. I don't know if they even want to. I mean, there are many people who want to. I don't even know if they would know how to write it at this point. I would love to do it, but don't believe everything you read on the internet. There's an old saying in Hollywood, I'll believe it when the check clears. Put it that way. I miss it, but I mean, Chuck had its 91 episodes. We got through the full arc of the story, and we knew we were ending, so they wrote to the end. There are some people who are uncomfortable with the way it did end, sort of left it open-ended and sad. And there are others who find it brilliant, so there's no accounting for taste. I like it. It's over for now. And it just sits there like this beautiful shining city on a hill. Kind of like Firefly. No, why did I
Our final question right here.
Let me just close that loop. When we were at Dragon Comic-Con a few years ago down in San Diego, Joss was asked that question, are you going to reboot? He said, I'm not sure how that would happen. It's kind of nice that it just sits there like that, like Camelot, people love it, and he wouldn't want to screw it up. And that's kind of like, it's meaningful that you would want to leave it there because it's kind of perfect the way it sits. It's just too short of an experience. But there are comic books, and there are, who knows, maybe there'll be an animated thing. That would be great. I can't even understand why there would never be an animated series of the dang thing. Or, I'm really hoping for maybe a video game. That would be great. But there's nothing that I've seen in the near future that looks that way, but it seems like a no-brainer to me. Can you imagine? And I would love to go in and do those game cues.
Okay, ours is a really quick 2-parter. The first part is, I just wanted you to know, my daughter Julia has an autistic disorder, and she was really, really struggling in school with her math, doing really bad. And when she found out you were going to be here, she promised to improve and actually work on her math homework and improve her scores just so she could meet you. And she went from a 60% average to an 87% average in a month. Just so that she could meet you, which she did yesterday. And then the actual question.
I actually have 2 questions. First of all, actually I'll just say one. Out of all the episodes in the show Firefly, which one was your favorite to play and as Jane?
I am very partial to I put the pilot episode Serenity sort of in a different category because it's 2 hours long and it's really the character development stage of it. for pure fun out of gas? Just because you get to meet him and wow, you know, who the guys is. I love those scenes that we did in that sort of flashback stuff. And at Jamestown, because I got a statue.
Okay, guys, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take one quick photo. He's gonna stand right here. When they click that photo, you guys need to go nuts. Okay?
Pretend that you're happy, and we're gonna show this to. I'm gonna face the camera, and you're gonna like go yay.